When I'm not growing dahlias, I am searching out the next ones to add to my collection. If you're thinking about starting to grow dahlias or also looking to grow your collection, I'm going to break down how I choose new varieties. I order new dahlia tubers online, typically in the fall or in the winter. You need to have your order placed in time for it to ship to you so you can get them into the ground at the right time. And that shipping time when it comes to dahlias is going to depend on your growing zone. The places that you may order your dahlias from will ship based on your location. So that takes all of the guesswork out of it. They're going to make sure that your dahlias arrive to your doorstep in time for them to be planted out so you get the most out of them for that growing season. Now, I've ordered from a few different sources over the years, and this video is in no way an endorsement. I just wanted to share some of my process and also note where I have had different amounts of success. I've had more success with some growers than I have with others. For me, I like to find commercial growers that specialize in dahlias. You want to look for somebody who has a good selection, a selection of things that you're interested in, especially if you have growers that you are close enough and they offer the ability for you to come visit their gardens. That's also a great chance to maybe talk to them, get to know kind of what their process is, get some advice and all of those things. But if you can't do that, doing a bit of research online is an easy way as well. And I've had really good success with a handful of commercial dahlia growers, and I couldn't be happier with the dahlias that I have been getting over the last few years. I find that with the specialized commercial growers that you get more variety and more consistent quality in the dahlia tubers that you're getting. When I find a grower, a source that works for me, I tend to stick with those. When buying new dahlias, I'm looking for a few things. First, before I even look at any websites, any catalogs, I take a look at the list of dahlias that I already have. I like to keep track of which varieties I've grown. I make different notes about how they performed, how the colors looked, anything that can help me plan for next year, especially some of them are getting big enough that I can divide them and get more of the same variety in that way. So when I'm looking for new ones, I want to make sure I'm not buying the same again. I want to find some new ones, some flower forms that maybe I don't have in the garden, some colors that I feel like I'm missing. Maybe I need some different heights. Maybe I need some smaller forms to go with the edge of the flower bed, or maybe I need some larger, taller ones to stand out in the center during the high summer months. I don't worry too much about the bloom time because I typically plant my dahlias outside in the spring all at the same time. You can also start dahlias indoors, but that's for another video. Next, I think about where I'm putting my dahlias. And that's the neat thing about growing dahlias is you have to, in our area where it gets cold, you need to dig them up every year. And that means that you've got a blank slate to plan out and plant out your bed next year. And I can change things up, especially as the flower beds that I have evolve and we add new perennials, or we have new ideas for other annuals or maybe spring bulbs that we have in there. And we can really play around with the overall kind of succession flowering of our garden. I can play around with exactly what dahlias go where, and I can change that each year. Dahlias give you a lot of flexibility in that way. When it comes to flower forms, you really can have a lot of fun in choosing and mixing and matching the colors and the forms. If you want to grow dahlias for cut flowers, you might want to do a little bit of research. Some dahlias make better cut flowers than others. It has a lot to do with having long, strong stems that gives you a lot of flexibility when you're building out a bouquet of dahlias or incorporating dahlias into other kind of displays that you might be putting together. A lot of websites will point out, hey, these dahlias are really good for cut flowers. There are a few sites that I've had good success with over the years. The important considerations are, what kind of dahlias do they have? Not all growers have the same ones, and that's kind of fun as well, because I might find some dahlias from one grower and I might order some other dahlias from another grower if I see different things that I want from kind of each place. So I definitely recommend shopping around. You stand a better chance of finding some new or different, or finding that one dahlia that maybe you've been looking for. All growers will typically be really clear about how they do shipping, what to expect in terms of when dahlias are going to arrive. And it's going to be based on what growing zone you're in. And dahlias are going to ship in the spring, no matter what. They're going to have those tubers prepared and they're going to ship them out so they get to you in time for you to put them in the ground. And when you get your dahlias, always inspect them. Good growers will include plenty of information on what to look for when they arrive, tips for planting them out, and how to store them if you do receive them before you're able to plant them outside. Ultimately, their goal is to help you be successful in growing dahlias. And that's why I have this channel as well, because I want to do my part to share my experience and to help you be successful as well. When it comes to preparing your dahlias for planting or taking care of them through the growing season, make sure you subscribe to our newsletter. In the newsletter, I share all of my advice from a decade plus of growing dahlias and loving dahlias. And I want to share all of that with you and help you be successful in your dahlia growing as well. So thank you very much for watching. Until next time, I'll see you in the garden.